Coming up on Citrus TV News, live at 6, the general body has ended their sit-in. Find out what they've accomplished.
The School of Arts and Sciences will be making changes to improve their undergrad programs.
President Obama will be announcing a new plan to overhaul immigration.
And more problems for Bill Cosby. All that and more. Citrus TV starts right now. Good evening. It's time again for another TBT. Throughout the show, we will be giving clues. Tweet at CitrusTV News #TBT with your guesses. The first clue is the event is 87 years old. I'm Maddy Oleszkiewicz.
I'm Amanda Harry. But first, let's throw back to 2 weeks ago when the general body first began occupying Saenz. Tonight, the sit-in has finally come to an end. That's our top story. After 16 days occupying the admissions building, the general body has ended their sit-in. The student group posted an update on their website explaining what changes the sit-in did achieve.
Among their accomplishments are the SA president's ability to directly email the student body, an increase of TA pay by 7%, and an increased awareness of lack of diversity on campus.
And while the physical sit-in has ended, the general body has vowed to continue to fight for the demands laid out in their list of grievances.
One-third of college students use tobacco products, which translates to over 7,000 students at SU. The American Cancer Society hosted the Great American Smokeout today to help people quit smoking. They handed out prizes, turkey sandwich coupons, and fact sheets.
SU is a smoke-free campus, and we're just getting people to show their support for it.
SU plans to be tobacco-free campus by July. Phases to implement ban will start at the beginning of next school year. To help the transition, SU will be offering support groups starting in January to help students, faculty, and staff quit smoking.
The SU Graduate Organization is calling on Chancellor Syverud to review how the administration has handled the general body sit-in of Saenz Hall. The resolution stems from DPS not allowing a law professor to enter the building this weekend to offer legal counsel to the students of the general body. Under university policy, Saenz closes at 5 p.m. on Fridays, preventing anyone from entering. And the College of Arts and Sciences is working to improve its undergrad programs. The oldest of SU's colleges, the school is working on several initiatives to achieve this goal. Among them are immersion trips for students to meet potential employers, a career lecture series, and a revamped website to help with advising.
The Z chapter of the Omega Phi Beta sorority hosted Orange is the New Black star Dasha Polanco last night. Polanco talked about the hardships of being a Latina woman in the media and the intersection of societal beauty image and personal body image. The talk progressed into a discussion with the audience. Polanco even acted out some scenes from the first season of the Netflix series and salsa danced with a senior student. Comedian John Mulaney had students laughing last night during his comedy show at Goldstein Auditorium. Mulaney joked about needing to reschedule his appearance here at SU, the horrible weather, and even poked fun at his own sitcom. The former SNL writer even got the crowd involved, interacting with the students in the audience.
The Dome is getting ready for the transition from turf to ice. For the first time, an ice hockey game will be played in the Dome. This Saturday, the Syracuse Crunch will take on the Utica Comets in the Frozen Dome Classic. The owners of the Crunch set a goal to exceed record attendance at an indoor hockey game in the U.S., an indoor AHL hockey game, and they are just 2,000 tickets away. The Student Association is making it easier for students to get home for Thanksgiving break. SA is sending buses to New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., and other cities, as well as running free shuttles to the airport and train station. The shuttles are available from today until Sunday and leave from the Shine Student Center.
Hendricks Chapel is collecting food for area families this holiday season. Citrus TV reporter Claire Moran has the story.
The Hendricks Chapel Food Drive began on November 4th and continues through Friday. The Office of Engagement Program set up collection bins across from People's Place and at the main entrance of Hendricks.
We've done this for over 20 years through this office. Last year we collected about 70 bags. We hope to collect 50 to 70 this year. The Thanksgiving Drive is really to help the Syracuse University connect with the Syracuse community families in need.
Syracuse families approach area charities with a request for a meal, and those charities approach Hendricks. There will be a packaging event in the Straits Room here in Hendricks Chapel on Friday from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. Students, faculty, and staff will have the opportunity to come together to assemble bags with enough food for one family's Thanksgiving dinner.
So one bag typically holds 2 boxes of stuffing, 2 cans of corn, a bag of potatoes. We try to collect enough to feed a family of 5.
Laura Villers is the graduate assistant for the Office of Engagement Programs and has organized the drive. She says that there have been less donations than normal this year, but she is hopeful.
And I have really high hopes. I think that Syracuse University is great at giving back. I think that we realize what kind of privilege we have here and that we are in a community that doesn't necessarily have that. So even though it's a little bit slow right now, I have great hopes for Friday that there will be just more donations than I could even imagine. And I'm excited.
Claire Moran, Citrus TV News.
When we come back, President Obama is set to address the nation about immigration reform tonight. We'll have all the details.
And here's a TBT clue. The event is 6 miles long. Is it a road race? Keep tweeting guesses and stay tuned to find out.
I'll let you know what your weather looks like if you're traveling and if you're staying here in snowy Cuse.
About 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. Check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Buffalo continues to get blanketed with snow. Another 3 feet fell across western New York last night, adding to the 6 feet that fell on Tuesday. 8 people have now been confirmed dead from the snowstorm, with hundreds of abandoned cars left on the road. Many had been trapped in their cars for up to 36 hours. Governor Cuomo has urged people to stay in their homes.
Early Thursday morning at Florida State University, a gunman opened fire at the school's library. 2 students were taken to the hospital and 1 was treated at the scene. The gunman was a 2005 graduate of both FSU and Texas Tech Law School. He was shot and killed after failing to drop his weapon upon request. The university has canceled classes and testing for today in response to the shooting, while many remain frightened and saddened as a loss of last night's events. Tonight, President Obama is going to announce his plan to use executive actions to overhaul the U.S. immigration system. He's expected to take steps to keep about 5 million undocumented immigrants from being deported. However, most networks will not be covering the primetime address because it will interrupt big shows like The Big Bang Theory and Grey's Anatomy. You can catch his address on cable at 8 p.m.
Same-sex marriages have begun in South Carolina after the Supreme Court denied to put a previous ruling on hold. A federal judge struck down the state's ban last week, but gave the state time to file an appeal. As of noon today, South Carolina became the 35th state to legalize same-sex marriages. And in related news, the Ugandan parliament has announced that they are drafting a new anti-gay bill that may be debated before Christmas. The law appears to focus on punishing the promotion of homosexuality amid rising anti-gay sentiments in the country. Uganda's last bill was struck down on a technicality earlier this year.
A new Russian website is broadcasting live footage from thousands of webcams around the world, including hospital patients and babies. The site claims that it is trying to draw attention to the problem since many cameras' security settings haven't been changed from their defaults. Security officials urge people to regularly change their passwords on all electronic devices. According to the United Nations, 13 people have been killed every day since the ceasefire began in eastern Ukraine, bringing the death toll to 1,000. The organization described a, quote, total breakdown of law and order in the region. This brings the overall death toll of the conflict to over 4,000.
Well, Thanksgiving break hasn't quite started yet, but the snow has started and it hasn't stopped.
Let's find out what's going to happen the rest of the weekend and our travel plans coming up with the weather anchor Jessica Mendelson. Jessica?
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, we're having a lot of snow here in Cuse, but coming up this weekend, it's going to be snow during the week, and then we're going to have some nicer weather towards the end of the weekend. But if we start out today, 30 degrees, and then really it felt like 18 because we had a lot of wind chill. So it was really chilly if you were outside, but that air temperature was a little bit higher than it felt. Snow and cloud mix into tonight, 25 degrees, a low of 23, winds at 16, so still the wind is kicking up and it's not going to feel like that 25, it's going to feel much colder. 80% chance for precipitation, so it's going to keep on snowing into the evening. And since we're going into Thanksgiving break, why don't we look at the weather around the whole country today? So if we're looking at the current dew points, dry up north and then nice and a little bit humid down south, but very comfortable if you're in the mid-range. All the temperatures for the dew points pretty much moderate. And then if you look into the current temperatures around the country, the warmest is going to be down here in Florida, 75, so hopefully you're lucky enough to be there. But then once again, colder up north and then getting nice and warm down into the south, and moderate temperatures really throughout the country for Thanksgiving break. And then looking at the current surface map, we have a cold front on the east coast, so that's where you're going to see your coldest temperatures across the country. A stationary front kind of in the middle of the country here, so not much going on. High pressure zones, you have nice fair weather, but low pressure zones for us up here in the northeast is going to bring that rain and snow that we've been experiencing here in Cuse. And speaking of travel weather in Syracuse, you have a little bit of snow. Obviously, you can see the snow that's over here in Buffalo that's been going on for the past few days. But traveling otherwise in the next 12 hours, you should be okay. Just be wary of the snow if you are driving. But if you're staying in Cuse for the next few days, here's what your weather is going to look like for the weekend. 29 was our high today, 22 in the evening, 28 during the day, 20 in the evening. You're going to see rain on Saturday, 39, 36 at night, some sun on Sunday, 46 degrees, 41 at night, and then warm, 62 on Monday, but you're going to see some rain.
Thank you, Jessica. So for those of us who are going to be traveling in the next few days, what is the weather really going to be looking like? I know I have my flight tomorrow. Am I going to make it out?
You are going to make it out. It's not going to be really too bad, but it's going to be those nice, moderate temperatures all around the rest of the country. You should be okay flying out. Just as long as you're not traveling around near Buffalo, you should be okay.
And here in Cuse over the next couple of days, are we going to see any accumulation of this snow?
You're going to see about 3 inches in the next few days, and it's going to be turning to rain because the temperatures are going to be rising. And once you hit Monday, it's going to be 62, which is pretty surprising since we've seen these colder temperatures this week.
Are we going to see those 62 temperatures hanging around for any long?
They're not going to hang around. It's just going to happen that couple of days, but it's going to kick back into winter as soon as we get back.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica. Speaking of weather, here's our next TBT clue. The event is every year on the same day, and it's usually cold and snowy. Confused yet? Tweet your guesses to CitrusTV News, #TBT.
And after the break, Snapchat has found its way into your wallet. We'll be right back.
I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Night owl.
Early bird.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live.
our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
We all know smoking is bad for you. It's the #1 cause of preventable death worldwide. But if you're struggling to kick the habit, the Huffington Post has released a list of proven techniques. Mindful meditation, quitting on a Monday, and hitting the gym are the top 3 ways to quit on HuffPost's list. With Thanksgiving coming up, you may be tempted to reach for your elastic waistband pants, but they may not be necessary this year. WebMD released a list of tips to keep your figure during the all-you-can-eat holiday. Savoring every bite, eating breakfast prior to the feast, and focusing on your friends and family are the best ways to have a healthy holiday. It's the perfect time of the year to go someplace warm and sunny. But if you do, be careful which sunscreen you use. In a recent study, it was found that certain chemicals in sunscreens may cause infertility issues in men. Unfortunately, there is no law forcing manufacturers to list these ingredients. But scientists say the best way to protect yourself is to thoroughly wash the sunscreen after use.
Applications for unemployment benefits has dipped slightly, indicating fewer worker layoffs and increased hiring. Weekly applications fell by 2,000 enrollees. The unemployment rate has dropped to 5.8%, a 6-year low. Digital wallets are the talk of the tech industry, and Snapchat is getting in on the fun. Snapchat has just added a Snap Cash option to the app, allowing consumers to instantly send money to friends. This all happens through a deal with Square Cash. All you need to do is enter a debit card, type the dollar amount, and press a green button to snap cash to friends. Mike Nichols, one of America's most respected directors, has died at the age of 83. Nichols was the visionary behind classics like The Graduate and Birdcage. He is one of the only 12 people in history to win a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar, and a Tony. He will be missed. Bill Cosby is staying quiet regarding numerous claims of sexual assault. The 77-year-old comedian has refused to comment on the allegations, which have led to the cancellation of projects with both NBC and Netflix. Cosby first accused of sexual assaults back in 2000. No charges have been brought against him.
We'll head to Buffalo and try to dig our way through the sports block coming up next on Citrus TV News. What do you want?
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
SU football plays Saturday. The Bills hope to play Sunday, but first, basketball heads to the big city. Good evening, I'm Katie Williams. After two pretty easy contests here in the Carrier Dome, SU heads to its home away from home, Madison Square Garden. The Orange plays Cal in the semifinals of the 2K Classic tonight at 9, and the players are looking forward to the New York City atmosphere.
Personally, I'm really excited. I love the Garden. I'm a Knicks fan, so I watched them in the Garden a lot, and I always wish I could play in there. And I did last year, and it was fun as well. So I'm just excited.
I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We look forward to going out there and playing every game. We go out there, we play hard in every game. We don't look at anyone as any differently. If you look at someone differently, you could lose a game. So we just go out there, give it our all, and we'll be fine. We're going to have fun playing out there, and we just can't wait.
And while basketball heads to New York, football will be traveling down to Pittsburgh to face the Panthers on Saturday. Today, Coach Schaefer announced that Terrell Hunt will be out for the rest of the season and added that the trio of A.J. Lawn, Austin Wilson, and Mitch Kimball will all be ready to go for the Pitt game. Whoever starts at QB will still be without receiving weapons Brisley Esteem and Ashton Broyld in this one. So SU is sure it will take the field on Saturday, but the Bills game on Sunday is nowhere near certain. Today, the NFL announced that Sunday's game will not be played in Buffalo after this week's snowstorms have dropped over 6 feet on Ralph Wilson Stadium. The Jets and Bills are still discussing options for a potential relocation of the game. Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Washington, D.C. have been floated as options. It takes about 3 days to remove 1 foot of snow from the stadium, which means the Bills will also be hard-pressed to have things ready for their next home game on November 30th. And the Knicks game last night wasn't canceled, but they probably wish it could have been. New York had lost 8 of its last 9 when they headed to Minnesota, and things did not get much better for them there. The team hoping Carmelo Anthony could get things going, and he did have a good game. As you see here, though, Minnesota, Andrew Wiggins denied by the rim, not even a block on that one. That was probably the only bad moment for the Timberwolves, though. Here, Carmelo hits a 3, pulls New York within 3, and then on the very next possession, dishes it to Amari Stoudemire, who slams it home. New York within 1 early in the second quarter. Here, Milwaukee has a nice steal, and then great alley-oop, holding on to the lead, but New York still keeping it close. Here, Melo hits a 3 from the top of the key. They're only down by 1, but after the second half, things got really out of hand, and the Knicks fell 115-99. And then over in MSG, the Rangers facing the Flyers. 15 minutes left in the first period. They score their first goal. It was Kevin Klein to take a 1-0 lead. And then later in the second, power play goal by Rick Nash to give the Rangers a 2-0 lead. Now, the goalie was on tonight. It wasn't Henrik Lundqvist, but Cam Talbot in goal. Didn't really matter. The Flyers couldn't get anything going. 2 great blocks there. And the Rangers would win this one by a score of 2-0.
So Katie, what do you think the results of the big game are going to be for tonight?
Well, Syracuse heading to Cal, it's by far the toughest competition they've faced so far. So it'll be hard to tell. They're really going to need freshmen Chris McCullough and Caleb Joseph to play better than they have been, but I think they can get it done. And then whoever they play in the next round on Friday will definitely be a stiff challenge for the Orange.
Whether or not we win or lose, you think it's still going to be a challenge?
I think so. Iowa would be the easier team to play, but it definitely, if they come up against Texas, their play in the paint is something that the Syracuse freshmen are not quite ready for yet. So,
all right, thank you very much, Katie. Here's our last clue for the TBT. The annual event features lots of television and movie stars. Tweet your final guesses to Citrus TV News.
One last look at your weather after this.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Danse, balance la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org. You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
So Jessica, what should we be expecting when we wake up tomorrow morning?
When you wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be a lot more snow on the ground than we saw today. It's going to be a little chilly, about 29, so if you're heading out tomorrow morning, then make sure you're bundled up for the snow.
So if you're traveling tomorrow night to get home from Thanksgiving break Friday into Saturday, what should people expect getting out of Cuse?
Tomorrow night it's also going to be cold, around 20. It's going to be windy again, but when you get into Saturday morning, the snow is going to slow down, the temperature is going to rise, so it's going to be a little bit warmer. The wind isn't going to be as strong, so you should have better travel weather for Friday night into Saturday.
All right, thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, many Syracuse students have already left for break. While you and your friends may be wishing for a huge turkey or a simple home-cooked meal, one Virginia man is looking for something closer to the heart.
Homeless for a year and a half, the man is asking for a family for the upcoming holiday. He says he is lonely for 364 days a year, and nothing would be more special to him than a family's compassion and company for a few hours.
I really hope he finds somebody. That's very sad.
I know. Now, before it's time to sign off, we're going to reveal our TBT. It's the Macy's Day Parade in New York City.
I go every year. The parade is coming up on its 87th anniversary, a week from today.
And that's all we have for tonight. I'm Maddy Oleszkiewicz.
I'm Amanda Harry. Have a good Thanksgiving.